Hey, welcome to today's episode of the Flamingo Cafe. I am Lucy Little, soror narrator, her pronouns, and I am in Columbus, Ohio, freezing my butt off.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nico Williams. I am in Atlanta, Georgia, part of the Beta Zeta chapter. My pronouns are she, her. My line name is Sora Miss Congeniality, and you can reach me on Instagram at MZNIKL2U.
And good evening, everyone, hailing all the way from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. I'm your girl, Kia Williams. I'm also the chapter president of the Beta Kappa chapter here in the DMV area. What's up?
Good evening, everybody. Bringing you greetings from South Florida, representing the iconic Beta Iota chapter. My name is Cammie, pronouns she, her, and queen, and known in Beta Land as Sora Wonder Woman because I can do it all and am fierce while doing it. Now you can find me on IG at KLG_Premier Realty.
Last but not least, hi everybody. I am Opal. I'm also in Atlanta, Georgia. They know me as Soror 1 in a Million because I am 1 in a million. You can find me on all social media platforms, 31GA Peaches, Lady O.
Now, we have a fantastic show for you this evening. We are going to be diving into the spooky conversation of dating and relationships, but from the masculine of center perspective. So we're going to change it up a little bit. You used to hearing how we feel about things, but we want to know what they feel about things as well. But as always, the views and opinions expressed during this broadcast are those of the host as well as the guests, and they do not reflect the views and opinions of Beta Phi Omega Sorority Incorporated. Now, let's get started by sipping a little tea.
Let's get into this tea and Kiki. So first up is Love and Foolishness. Love and hip hop star Princess Love, who has publicly stated that she's agreed to adding a second woman to the bed she shares with her boo Ray J. Now she's doing this to save her relationship. Now, is this a good idea to spice up their relationship, or is this an invitation for more drama?
Definitely an invitation for more drama. Absolutely.
Definitely a way for you to now bring home who I have already been with. So now it's not a secret kind of open cheating.
It's like having
Go ahead.
It's like having an amputated arm and trying to save the fingers. Why?
Yes. She's saying if you can't beat them, I'm just gonna join them.
I mean, she's trying to bring some spice into her life.
The relationship already doomed. Like, girl, it's over. It's over.
They got plenty of sex clubs.
They can get another show off of this one. How about that? And bring another check in.
They use the sex club for some spice. They ain't got to bring the sex home. That like,
you know what? We gonna keep them lifted up in prayer because I don't really know what's gonna happen with this little relationship, but they need the ratings. So next thing is we got single again socialite and former model Cynthia Bailey. Now she went to social media and she made this really beautiful post about moving into the next chapter in her life with, after her split with Mike Hill, and they're both going to find love again. And then here comes Peter Thomas with that WID text like an ex. I miss you. I hope everything's okay. I wish you well. And so now her social media followers are like, well, maybe they should get back together. So is love better a second time around?
Okay, first of all, Peter is so handsome. Look at him. Don't he look like somebody cat?
No.
He looks like a cat.
He looks sad.
I'm good.
No.
No, I'm good.
He's looking like I can't say what he's looking like, but he looks like that.
Looking like he looking. I know, sis.
He look like he hang out with Phaedra.
I can give you some initials. It starts with an F and a B, but that's what he giving. He giving.
We not.
Can you really be an FB at like 60 though? Can we?
Yes.
Is that what that is?
You want to be a silver FB? You just silver. That's all.
What if it's a good opportunity for him to have learned from his mistakes, and maybe he can try, and they can try to rekindle, because people do get married again to the same person. Is that possible?
You can learn and teach somebody else. Show them your good side.
Dating an ex is like chewing that bubble gum you threw away 2 weeks ago. You need to leave it where it's at.
I tried it. It didn't work for me.
So last but not least, Lord have mercy, Kanye West, the artist formerly known as, because I don't really know what he's doing right now. Kanye's mouth got him in trouble yet again. And folks dropping him like an old COVID test. Balenciaga done dropped him. His management team done dropped him. His Adidas done dropped him. And then today he shows up at Skechers unannounced, uninvited, and security had to kick him out. Like, what is happening? Y'all ain't praying hard enough, Saints, because something ain't right.
He's
needs to be called
spiraling.
in.
He's spiraling. That's all.
Yeah.
He's spiraling. He's already said that he has a mental health issue, and I don't feel like the people around him are checking in on the mental health issue, and they're just letting him just do whatever, and it's to his downfall. But like someone said, sometimes you got to hit rock bottom, and this is not his rock bottom yet.
I still think there's a fine line between mental health and playing the cards. And sometimes I think, is he really playing the cards?
I mean, I'm not. What was he at Skechers for?
He trying to pick up something else. He needs the coinage. He don't.
You can't just show up to these people's door and think they're gonna hand you a deal. It doesn't work like that.
And he's no longer considered a billionaire anymore. Apparently, after the Balenciaga and the Adidas drop, his net worth is no longer in the billions. So we just gonna keep Kanye lifted up in prayer. We're gonna get the church mothers. They need to fast and pray and tarry or something, because Lord have mercy.
Well, since we're already on our knees praying and tarrying, I'm going to tarry here, tarry. Okay, I'm sorry. I need a Biden jumped into my body. I'm sorry. Listen, we go pray over these politics, because the politics ain't popping either. They need some Jesus.
All right, y'all, let's get into these politics. Now, we're just going to jump right in because her trial was yesterday, this Brittany Griner thing. Look, I hate it for sis. You know, I really do. But there's some levels of accountability to be had here. She was in Russia. Russia, not Jamaica, not Mexico. She was in Russia. Like, what do y'all think? I mean, they sentenced her to 9 years.
They decided to catch her doing what has already been done. This is not her first trip there, but this was the right opportunity for them to take advantage of this situation.
Yep, she's definitely a political chip right now for them, and they are going to use her for all it's worth.
I believe the 9 years is very excessive. I mean, definitely. She wasn't distributing. It was for personal use. Yes, it may be illegal, but 9 years for cartridges? Like, she didn't even have, it was cartridges.
But you also got to think about, is Russia. Russia is not the United States. We're seen very much so as babies when it comes to certain things. They don't half step on that. You cross the street wrong, they're ready to cut your legs off. So like, that's just real talk. You can't go to certain places thinking that you're gonna play the game. You can't. The game is different there.
I hope the time they were at a war.
Yeah, I just really hope whatever happens with her, she doesn't have to serve it in a camp. Because I keep seeing the word camp, and I think of nothing but concentrated camp.
Definitely.
We're going to keep her in our prayers. I think maybe. What do you think? Do you think Joe Biden can pull her? Maybe he can.
Joe Biden can't even walk a straight line without falling. Don't do that.
Oh, we're not gonna do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do my uncle.
Don't do that.
That's the great uncle, sis. The great uncle.
Right.
He done served several terms. He can afford to fall a couple of steps or two.
He need to fall on something and press that button by that inflation, because this inflation is a trip. Now I need for it to come on down because his interest rate is too high. Now I was one of the ones that sold my house and I profited a lot, and now I'm stuck because I refuse to pay 7.5% interest rate on another house. So I mean, Uncle Joe, what you doing?
Uncle Joe ain't got no power here, honey. You just gonna have to sit and wait. This is a seller's market. Like you said, you sold your house and got the coinage, and us who trying to buy a house are sitting here looking at you like fist of fury. Like
everybody just gotta sit still
for on your coins, sis. Give it 2 or 3 years, let the market balance itself out, because that's what they're saying. As far as the analysts are saying, 3 or 4 years, let the market balance out and then go buy you a new house and a bigger one.
Look,
wait, did Jasmine just say $4 for some eggs? Look, I'm bad at chicken. I need a chicken. I want a chicken because I'm not doing that.
Girl, that's $150,000 for the chicken.
I'm just saying, we can all get one big house together. I'll bring the chicken. I'll
bring the eggs.
Cammy, you know what I'm saying? Everybody chip in.
We have to have a farm. That's the only way.
I'm gonna be the chef because I don't have a green thumb and I don't like birds. So I'm just.
How about this? Y'all stressing me out, Nico. Could you give me something that's gonna make me feel better? This right here, right now.
So let's get into what's the skinny on skin.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful people. Now it's time of that year where the weather's getting cooler, and we need to make sure that we are winterizing our skincare regimen and our skin to protect it and make it look as beautiful as it always does. First things first, ladies, please, and gentlemen, or all viewers, please drink water. Water, not just liquid, but water. Not wine, not tea, water, because you need to have that great hydration to flush all the impurities out of the body. But it's also the one thing that our largest organ, which is our skin, needs to be able to protect itself. Secondly, moisturize. And my favorite thing is to moisturize while I'm still damp. In the wintertime, you want to use more of a heavier cream, something more of an emollient, or even an oil. Oils are great, but not so much lotions, because lotions are very much filled with water and they're better for the summer. So something heavy, oil, while you're damp, you're going to feel butter soft. Thirdly, please make sure for all of y'all hot shower, burn your skin to your red people, try drinking the warm stuff instead of boiling yourself in the bath. You don't want to really dry your skin out, and hot water in the wintertime especially can really dry your skin out and leave your skin feeling really flaky. So if any of you sisters have got in that shower and got out and already been dry, that's because your skin was thirsty, just so that you know.
Wait, so oil doesn't clog your pores?
Oil is not going to clog your pores if you're cleansing your skin every day. And it depends. Some oils are not necessarily good. I prefer to use grapeseed oil, avocado oil. I would stay away from any of these oils on the face as much, but for the body, you'll be fine. Okay.
Well, now this is some great information. Like, let's keep this going.
And don't forget your SPF. SPF is definitely necessary to protect your skin, and this is all year long. Any texture, color, nationality, ethnicity, you need some sun protection. With the melanin, it's protective, but it's not enough to not prevent you from looking a little more mature than you want to. So protect that skin, including your hands, ears, all that good stuff. And those are my tips on the skinny on skin.
Yes.
So let's get right into it. We have today 3 very intelligent, beautiful, wise, masculine of centered, identifying women. And to have this conversation that's going to get really deep in dating and relationship is going to be exciting because it's coming from their point of view.
Now we have first off Megan Johnson, who is happily newly married, Shannon Shay Presley, who is single, but she says, I am so not available. And then we have Cece, who is single SAF. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Welcome. Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Good to be here.
Yes. Now don't forget, anybody watching, if you have any questions, don't forget to drop them in the comments, and we hopefully can get to them and read them live for you. So please ask your questions too, because we have some good ones.
Mm-hmm. Y'all better
do you want to introduce yourselves a little bit, starting off with Megan?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Megan Johnson, MJ. Newly married, just made a year.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all. My wife and I have been together 8 years now. So
I love her. She nice. I like her.
Me too. Team Brandy all day.
Yes, Brandy. Woo!
Love you, baby. She's tuned in, y'all. So definitely checking y'all out.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, so I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
Say that.
Oh, what's up, Shannon?
Welcome. Well, hello, everybody. I am Shannon, aka Shay, also known as the Beautiful Beau, giving you questionable dating advice, but very valid experience, okay, from dating and all of those things. I'm here to serve all the good things. And yeah, let's do this.
At least you honest in saying it's questionable. So that means you take what you get from it and leave
semantics.
Semantics. Take it at your own risk.
Exactly. What about you, CC? How you doing tonight?
I am well. I'm CC Curry. I'm out of Alexandria, Virginia. I am single. Yeah, right down the street from you. Single, dating, open, all that.
Single.
But is you single and ready to mingle? One thing to be single. Is you ready?
And what does this open mean? What kind are you open relationship? Open? What exactly is open?
That's why we have this conversation now.
I'm open to opportunities. That's
very politically correct. All right. I like it.
Okay, let's get these questions popping. So, Megan.
Yeah.
Now, you are intelligent, you're successful, you are considered the package. But did you have an F-boy stage? And if so, what was that turning point that made you decide that you were ready to settle down?
Now, most of y'all on here already know me. Y'all know me prior to me getting married. Y'all knew me before I didn't have a girlfriend, okay? So y'all know exactly where I was in these streets, okay? When y'all introduced CC, I'm just like, damn, I feel seen in my former life. That was me. You know, in these streets, sticking and moving. Like, I mean, I was a pretty good kid in school. Like, I wasn't like out on the scene. So like me going to college, that was my first taste of like women actually coming after me on a larger scale. So I'm just like, all right, this is really something. So I feel like, you know, before I got married, I definitely had all the fun that I wanted to have. I got some stories. Look, Shannon knows best.
So what I'm hearing is that FAMU turned you out?
I'm sorry. What did you say about the university?
Uh-oh.
What you doing, Lucy?
During our homecoming week.
It's homecoming week,
FAMU
Lucy.
turned you
It's
out.
homecoming
That's what
week.
I heard.
It's homecoming week, ma'am. Okay.
I saw we.
Don't let the devil win, Lucy. I thought we were all right today.
Well, you're celebrating your 1 year anniversary, which is awesome, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
And in the 1 year since we came from the who you were to who you are, which is beautiful, what is some advice you can give to someone who is now experiencing or completing their 1 year in marriage?
Definitely continue to do the work. The marriage is not the finish line. The work continues.
Mhm.
My wife and I were together 7 years before we got married. A lot of that was us getting our own stuff together. You know, bringing in a lot of baggage, trying to disassemble some of that stuff, deal with what's not yours versus what's mine, and like really try to just break down a lot of that stuff because we wanted to be two whole people when we got together.
Mhm.
So definitely with some work, some help, definitely counseling. We got to that point. And so like once we got married, like I was ready. Like I didn't feel like, oh man, what did I get myself into? Like I felt very, very prepared to take on the responsibility of marriage. So definitely just continuing to do the work.
Message, do the work.
Look, I'm gonna switch it up because we, like Megan said, we all know her and we all know Shannon. Hey, CC down there, how you doing?
Hello. I'm well. I'm well.
Look, single and ready to mingle, right?
Yes.
Okay. In that space, I know that, well, I believe that being single, you have an opportunity to kind of focus on some other things in your life, like your career and things like that. But when it comes down to it, do you feel like you have to choose one or the other, or can you have both?
I definitely believe that you can have both. I'm at a place in my life where my career, I'm actually ready to retire at this point. I've been with my company 22 years, so I'm ready to enjoy life, travel, and find someone to experience life with. So, but I definitely don't believe that you have to choose one or the other. It's a balance.
You said 20
Well, see,
years.
Right?
I have a question. Some people say the dating pool has acid in it. Thank God for deliverance. What is the hardest thing about being single and wanting to date in this climate?
I mean, I'm not saying this like as boasting or bragging, but I don't approach women. So, a lot of people that approach me, it's basically what I'm choosing from, and I'm learning that to get what I want, I have to go after it. So not settle, especially with social media. It's a lot of fakeness on social media, I feel. So people coming at you in your DMs and all of that, you just have to be careful and not just accept what's coming at you.
Wait, so what's wrong with jumping into the DM? Come on.
No,
now.
I never said there's anything wrong with it. I just don't.
That lady
I
said she
don't.
need her choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Options.
At our age,
You
we
can
gotta
jump. I
approach
don't
it,
jump.
okay?
I
We're
don't
not
jump is
approaching.
what I'm saying.
We don't even know what women be. We're not approaching. We make it very clear and very apparent who we are.
Oh,
You have
okay.
to reach
Yeah,
out.
it's definitely easy
You
for
have to
women
reach
to
out.
approach you because they know versus us
Exactly.
trying to approach a woman. Like
Mhm.
women just
So, okay, well, then Shannon, for you then. So when you're dating, are you dating multiple women at the same time? And if you are, do everybody know about each other, or are you like dating and honing in on one person? What does dating look like for you?
So first of all, I believe in the levels, okay? The
Mhm.
levels are we are talking, then we are dating, then we are dating exclusively. As long as we're in talking and dating, I will talk and date as many people as I feel like I want to. Me
Okay.
personally, I may talk to a couple of different people, but when it gets to dating, it probably will be one or two persons, but I'm always transparent from beginning to end. So, first of all, we talking about dating from the masculine center perspective. First of all,
Yes.
dating is expensive.
Very much so.
Dating is
Oh, yeah.
expensive, okay?
All facts.
So depending upon, right, the caliber of women you're dating and what you expect in return, I am a reciprocity from day 2 person,
Okay.
right? Dating can be expensive. So you think about it. If from a masculine of center perspective, we're dating women, we're probably going to cover the first 2 dates. You can't do that with 5 people. Okay? I live in Atlanta. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. But personality wise, I don't mind talking to multiple people and possibly dating a few. But when it comes to kind of dating exclusively, I'm dating one person. I'm having sex with only one person at a time, period. So, I mean, yes, the dating pool has acid in it. Nobody wants to say it. It really does. It does.
But Shannon, you
And I
mentioned
agree with-
that. I'm sorry. You mentioned that you were single and not available. What does that mean?
Yeah, that means that I'm in a gray area. I'm in the area of I'm dating someone. I am absolutely not ready to take it to the next level, but I'm making myself exclusive to them because I don't believe in opening another door until you close the first one.
Okay.
So, and not to be confused with someone who is single, but they really are working on themselves and they're really just not ready to date yet. And I think a lot of people don't do that, and they should.
Yeah.
And to be honest, because she ain't got Facebook, that's why I'm where I'm at. Because one has to do some work on themselves before I'm willing to take it to the next level. But I respect that, sometimes people don't realize the work that they need to do. And so at my age, I'm willing to give some grace, right? But by 2023, baby,
You got to make it to level 4.
It's either pass or fail. It's either pass or fail.
So what will qualify someone to get promoted?
That was gonna be my next
The
question.
dating to the exclusivity.
Relationship?
Yes.
Like, how do you make it through the levels? Like, help the people. Help
Like,
them.
there's a lot of single
Okay.
femmes out there that's
Okay,
trying to
right.
level up.
They trying to
Right,
level
so-
up.
Right.
So first of all, you need to know who you are, right? I'm
Okay.
tired of meeting people 45 and they don't know who they are. I'm tired of meeting people even 35 and they're still trying to find who they are. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're not the one for me, ma'am, because I need you to know who you are. I'm looking for a wife, right? So the next part of that is people say, oh, people don't take time to date. No, people don't take time to talk, right? Talking to someone can reveal so much about them so that you all have the opportunity to determine if you're even compatible.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we don't talk. It's, with social media and all that kind of stuff, people are being encouraged that, well, they should take you out on a date within a week and all this other stuff. No, not for me. Like, I want to talk to you. I want us to have some deep conversations. I want to know if we can even talk. Do you have anything to talk about? Can we get past texting? Like, it shouldn't be this complicated, but sometimes it really is, right? So if we can get past talking to dating, do I like you? What one thing I've learned over, I would say the past 5 years is, as I'm getting to know you, would I want to be your friend in real life if there was no romantic connection?
Never.
And if I don't want to be your friend because I don't like you, we're not on the same, we don't have the same or a similar moral compass. Our compatibility is not aligned in enough areas. Like, if you're a scammer, I'm not going to be your friend in real life. So why would I date you? Right?
True.
So I think that it's a combination of different variables. Do we like each other? Can we be friends? I don't want you to be my best friend, right? I don't agree with that deal. Y'all women like that kind of stuff. I don't like that.
Of course.
I have a best friend, right? But can I be your friend, right? Do we agree on certain principles? People don't like to have the tough conversations up front. I do. I expect my wife to work. I don't want to hear it. That's what it is. Okay, hello. We don't work. We all work. We all work around here. You ain't got to make what I make, but we working. What is your views on children? It's things that you need to discuss in the first few weeks to decide whether you're wasting your time or not. And I think a lot of adults, even in their 30s, 40s, and sometimes 50s, are scared to have those deep conversations up front. And I would rather have them up front to know whether we're going to waste each other's time or not.
CC,
CC,
what
what
are
do
you
you
looking
think?
for? Yeah, what are you looking for? Because that's I mean, what do you want in a woman besides a physical, pretty body or a job? What else are
I
you needing in your women?
definitely has to be spontaneous, um, goal oriented, uh, faith based. You have to be able to pray for me when I can't pray for myself, and pray together. All
Facts.
of that. You know how spontaneous I am. If I want to get up and fly to another country tomorrow, be able to roll with it. Um, Intelligent. Have to be able to carry on a conversation.
Absolutely.
Um,
Now
just
you
not
say
complacent in life.
women approach you. So if a woman is
Yes.
wanting to approach you, how does she shoot her shot?
I mean, just by being you. So many people try to be fake and try to be who you want them to be. Be yourself. And if you're yourself and it's good enough, then
And
it
CC,
doesn't
why
matter
don't you
how
approach
you.
women? I'm just curious.
Um, I don't know. I'm not, I wouldn't say shy, but I just never have. I know if you approach me, there's already that attraction and
Hmm.
we can build on that. If I come at you, I'm not trying to get shot down I mean, no one wants to get shot down or whatever, but I know if you come at me, there's already that attraction. There's already something there and we can build from there.
So I have a question for MJ. MJ, how did you know you were ready for marriage? Like, when did you get to that point?
I just decided that I didn't want to play the games anymore because I was playing the games. Um, like I just realized that I had gotten to a point in my life. I'm just like, okay, this is not cool to like still be playing these games with like women who really want to be married, like who want to like get to that place. Like if I know that that's not what I'm doing, like let me just leave those people alone so they can do what they want to do. Cause like we're getting older. I was ready to settle down. I felt like at that point I had all the fun that I needed to have. I had done all the things that I wanted to do. I didn't feel like I had any regrets because I think going into a relationship with that is gonna make you stray. I didn't want to do that, so I'm like, all right. If once I make myself uh get to the point where I understand like this is what I want to do and I want to move forward and I want to be with one person, I just pulled the trigger and I went with it. I mean, I had known my wife since I was 19. And it was just something about her then that kind of just drew me in, but we never ever had the opportunity to get together until years later. And so like once the opportunity presented itself, like it just fit hand in glove.
Let me
I got a
piggyback
question
on
for
that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, my question is for everybody, but I want to start with Megan. When you guys are in your situationships, semi-relationships, and marriage, um, do you believe in having friendships with exes?
Ooh.
That's
Yes.
gotten sticky because like I mean I want to be decent with folks, but like you got those hanger-ons. Um, my wife don't play that, okay? It's just we first got together, we did a lot of cleaning house because like you had a lot of just hey, just want to see if your number was still the same. Like, girl,
Mm-mm.
if you see me on Facebook with another woman, please don't do that here. Don't do that here. So
And
like
just a
she cleaned house
disclaimer,
because like she knew exactly what it was. And I mean, I don't mind. I still speak to some of my exes just in passing, but very surface level. It's decent. I don't there's no reminiscing. Like I feel like that's when you start to muddy the waters, when you start going back
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
things that aren't relevant to now.
Yeah.
and FYI, Megan's wife does bodybuilding. You don't want it. You
Yeah.
don't want it.
And she's gorgeous. Brandy is stunning. And I
Thank
mean, when I
you.
look at you, Megan, you are just glowing and y'all glow together. And I love the family dynamic. But what do we do to
Thank you.
keep it fun, like dating your mate?
We continue to date. We continue to date. We make it fun. Like we love to dance. So anywhere there's some music, we on the floor. Like we like to have a good time. Like I hang with my bros a lot. I mean, we do a lot of stuff, but like I can hang with her and we can do anything. Like I've been in situations where I've like been with like either like work friends and I'm thinking in my head, damn, me and Bay I have so much more fun here. Like this is not it. So like we have a good time and we are intentional about it. Our time with our kids, like everything is intentional. And we just we commit to that. So I think that's what definitely keeps it fresh and keeps it fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Opal asked if I believe in being friends. But first of all, my godson is my ex's son with her
Sweet
husband.
Lord.
Okay. So I am one of those. As long as we are very clear, very transparent, your husband knows me, he knows what it is. first of all, every relationship doesn't end on a toxic, horrible note. Okay. So I'm a believer in, I don't ask anyone to stop talking to anyone. I need you to understand that I am grown, I am responsible, I am respectful. I won't allow anybody to disrespect me, you, or us. So I'm too grown to tell people who to be friends with. And I don't expect you to tell me who to be friends with, right? So how can you make love to somebody for years and then decide that they absolutely should disappear out of your life? Again, if that's what y'all relationship was and it was toxic and it was terrible, yes, deny all
Now, what
access.
about the fun times? Not relationships.
You know what I'm saying?
The fun times don't
Again.
really have a expiration date. They feel like they can jump in at any time. Mixed nuts.
But to be
they
honest,
for everybody.
every single
gosh
that I'm friends with, we made a decision to be strictly platonic, and after that moment, we were strictly platonic, right? I do not entertain the hey, how you doing? Hey, you was thinking about you. I don't do all that. They call me up and be like, listen, how you make this? It is a friendship, right? So I feel like it is possible, but I feel like a lot of people don't understand boundaries.
Right.
And because they don't understand boundaries, they don't know how to set them, you may have to cut them off, right?
Yeah.
But for me, people know how to play with me. So I don't, you know, that it is what it is. When I'm with somebody, they know I'm with somebody. I make that very clear.
No hate, big head.
No, hey, big head. I know that's right.
Now,
Cece,
if I was
you.
gonna spin the block, I would have did it already.
I wanted to hear Cece's answer to that question, being single, but to add a caveat to that, once you have your ex and you decide that you're going to be friends, how do you keep them in that space when you're single?
I'm sorry. Let me lean in so I can hear her answer. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Don't be like
It's definitely about the boundaries and knowing what you want and sticking with that, not allowing a gray area where there's any open possibility that I got a chance to sneak back in. No, you set your boundaries and you stick with it.
I can respect that.
Do any of you guys believe in roles in the relationship?
That's exactly what I was about to ask. Like, because everybody has this idea that if you present as masculine the center, you're supposed to be strong and you're supposed to take the dominant lead. But how do you operate in your relationship? Do you want the door open for you? Are you the one that's bending over and, you know, taking things too? Like, what does that look like?
I mean, this is an equal opportunity. This is a judgment-free zone.
Judgment free.
Listen,
We won't tell anybody.
People like what they
Just
like,
between us.
right?
Just between us.
I don't care if you're masculine in the center, feminine presenting, it doesn't matter. If you identify as whomever you identify as, you like what you like. That's the bottom line, right? So the key is to get to know that masculine or center woman and find out what she likes. I'm not doing certain things, okay? And it's certain things that I do. We are all individual. I think that's the biggest, to me, that's the biggest message, right? Every woman you approach them like they are unique and individual in who they are, right? You're not gonna, the same way what you do for one woman ain't gonna work for the next. You have to take that same approach. So I think we all personally may have some roles that we like to do or things that we do better, but we're gonna say it all day. It depends on your relationship, who you with, what those roles are. All I can say is, for me, stop trying to make me your man. I'm not a trans man. I am a woman. What
Right,
Duran said,
right.
I'm a bad what? And I'm that in. Okay. That's who I am, right? I might have a little tote bag, but I'm still who I am, right?
Come on for the tongue.
Yeah, I have certain roles that I might do. Women, I mean, feminine women they don't want to touch the trash. You know, most of them don't. There's certain things they just don't. I'm sorry, things they don't want to do, right? That I don't mind doing. And then it's also personality. You may have a feminine presenting woman who is better at researching prices and planning vacations and doing certain things. But then you may have a masculine center person who's also well at doing that. It's what works for your relationship. But I don't want nobody thinking I'm their man, because I'm not going to treat you how your granddaddy treated your grandma. That's not how that's going to work. I'm going to treat you how I want to treat you, and you need to get to know me well enough to know how I treat women. That's you know.
What about you, man?
I ain't paying your bills either.
It's definitely like just, I mean, we're a team. Like I take the trash out, you know, I definitely believe in holding doors and things like that. But my wife also buys me flowers, you know, like she wants to make sure that I feel just as special. I don't need you to hold my door. I mean, I don't mind holding your door, but I take out the trash, but I also cook majority of the meals. Like I just enjoy being in the kitchen. It's my love language. So like she doesn't mind just pulling up a plate. Hey babe, you want me just to wash the dishes? Cool. But like we tag team in and just get it done. Intimately, definitely, we make sure that we are doing the things that speak to each other. My wife's not shy whatsoever, so like she makes it very, very known if she wants something. Like she goes for it, which is different for me because like most women, especially feminine women, take a back seat as far as like being sexually aggressive. Like my wife she's with it. So like I love that about her. But yeah, it definitely just like Shannon said, it just depends on the relationship that you're in. This is different for me because I've never been in a relationship like this. So, it was definitely me taking some adjusting and like her adjusting as well because she had never been with a masculine center woman. So like just learning a lot of things as far as how that works. Like, no, I'm not your man. I think that was like year one, year two, kind of like figuring that out. Like, no, I'm not a guy. So like I have emotions. I feel like if I'm sad, I cry. Like I don't feel like I gotta be this tough person and can't show my emotion. So that was something that she learned about me, So I definitely feel like it just depends on the relationship that you're in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Cece, go ahead.
No, I definitely agree with what both of them said. It's about who you're with, and knowing yourself and allowing people to learn you and what you like and what you desire as well. I love flowers, but you're going to get them once a week, twice a week, or whatever. But I want to get them sometimes too. I might not have to get them as often as you, but spoil me like I spoil you.
That's good.
Now, a lot of masculine center women don't want to date women with children. And I know that sometimes that can be a very tricky thing to navigate. So, how do you navigate that in your individual spaces?
Go ahead, Megan.
Not right. Don't do her like that.
I said before this relationship, like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing women with children. My wife had 2 children. We were very, very young when we got together, 3 and 5. So, for my youngest, my son, I'm really all he knew. So like in that space, we were able to cultivate relationships at a very young age. It wasn't me coming in and, oh, you ain't my daddy. Like I've been a step kid. So like I was old enough when my mom remarried to know, that I had a father and that there were 2 separate relationships versus they were very, very young. So like I was present in their lives from a very small age, like watching both of them graduate from kindergarten and now they're both in middle school. So like it's been different just because it was something that I said I wasn't gonna do, but like I can't make plans for myself. You just never know how things plan out. And I mean, I honestly feel like it's the best decision for me. Like I have a son, I have a daughter, and I'm helping to cultivate the next generation. So definitely for me, it's been a joy. It's been a joy into parenthood, which I never thought that I would be a parent. Like I couldn't see myself carrying a baby. Like if I can't water it and keep it at the house, I'm not interested.
Not water it.
Yeah, it's not my ministry. I know not to anybody who does, but I just want to be able to keep it at the house, put a little sunlight on it, put a seeds in there, and just leave it, set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Actually, like that.
You know what? That's so respectful. That is so respectful. I respect the heck out of that.
I actually love children, but I am one of those people who are kind of like in a space of I really don't want to date people with kids. Maybe if they're grown, possibly, but I find myself dating somebody with a kid that's a minor and having an adult child. And mainly my reasoning for that is I don't say I won't do anything unless it's truly a non-negotiable. So I'm not completely sold on like I'm not dating anyone with children, but I've dated someone with a child. I've been in that child's life for years. I've seen the relationship end. I've seen us not have the same parenting principles. I've seen all of that so much to where it's kind of like, I really would prefer to not do that, but I have to be realistic. That's why it's kind of changed to where maybe if your kid's grown, even though they don't stop being your children, but the dynamics are different when your kids are grown and out of your house, right? Versus you have a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old. At my age,
Right.
I'm trying to travel, hunch on balconies. I'm trying to do different things.
Right.
There's certain things you cannot do with someone who has a minor. Come over and work from home with me for 5 days. You can't do that. Kids at school. So I am in the moment, embracing my age, where I am in life, in my career. I can go other than my dog. But, other than that kind of stuff, it's a matter of I'm not being strict on I will not date someone with children, but when you don't have children, you move different.
Mhm.
So you have to understand that a person can't move like you move. And the biggest thing for me has always been, what do our parenting principles look like?
Mhm.
Because I'm not going to love you and not love your children. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
True.
But I'm also not going to fight you and battle you for a child that I have absolutely no parental rights over.
True.
So it's kind of a balance. I would prefer they be grown and out of the house. That's my kind of stance on that.
What about
Okay.
you, Cece?
I've definitely done the whole dating with young children. I love kids. I do. But at this point in my life, I'm almost 50. I'm not trying to raise
No,
any
Wait,
that's
kids
Paul,
right
right,
now.
CC.
Paul, wait,
I
Paul.
know that's right,
Yeah.
CC.
So
CC Paul right there, CC. You trying to slide that on in there.
Now
Yo,
we adding it up because she said 22 years at the company.
Look, I'm with you, Opal. I'm trying to figure it out too. I'm like, wait a minute, she worked somewhere
I'm
22 years.
46. 46.
Oh, you look
Wow.
amazing.
So,
I
Yeah.
mean,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Never
That's
was
drinking water.
You
Everybody,
was
that's drinking water.
She not thirsty.
Exactly.
Now that's being single.
That's being single. But you know, Megan is up there glowing too.
Hello.
It's either happily
Right.
married or
Look, I'm
single.
not
There's no in
46, but I'm
between.
hoping if I get to 46, that God gives me a little grace like that, because
Okay.
you looking like you in your late 20s, dog.
Hello.
Yes, out here
You
aging
holding. I can
gracefully,
appreciate
ain't
that.
we? That's why she don't approach women. Hello.
Listen, that definitely keeps you young too. Stay away from them. Let them come to you.
So when
Right.
we talking about kids, when you in a relationship after dating someone with a child and you create this bond with the child, how does that affect your new relationship? That's like when you're taking, those responsibilities into a new relationship. Like, how can that affect that? Like, do you set boundaries there? Like, hey, like this is my child from do you call them your child? Like, listen, all of you
I
masculine
always
women
thought
want to
that was
take on
just
kids.
Let me tell
strange.
you something.
Just
Y'all
that
not gonna sit
setup.
up here and act like women don't be like, that ain't your baby. You ain't they daddy.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's like
They do. That's why we're asking.
the only women who are usually open to having a pre-existing bond with a child is sometimes, not even all, but sometimes women who have children of their own and their child has a bond with a past partner of theirs. It's kind of like if they're not in that situation, it doesn't resonate with them. They don't understand why you have the bond, right? So I don't know, it's a weird space to be in. Again, I am a very much so, if I don't have any parental rights.
So once you cut off the relationship, you cut off the child too. Deuces to the kid.
It's not that it's intentional. It's more so of, you have to be okay with it. You have you skipping the fact that if the other parent is in the picture and they have parental rights, you have to come in that knowing where you stand. That's the bottom line. You can't make that mother do anything. You can't make them do visitation. You can't make them do anything. So that's why it's an easy question to ask, like, do you date people with children? But that is a very tough decision to make, because you cannot be in a relationship with a woman and she has children and not grow a bond with those children.
Right.
So do you continue to put yourself through that? How many relationships with someone with children do you go through? How many broken bonds do you have to experience? So that's why sometimes it's like,
But like
Now, if
Mallory said, like there are a whole lot of masculine center women who got a whole lot of babies that ain't there, but yet you're claiming them and
Some
you're
of that
bringing
is
them
just
to your new
excessive.
relationship.
It's just
I mean,
excessive.
hey.
You want to have baby mamas. Like you want to be
Yeah,
a
nah.
deadbeat daddy. Like that's what you want to
Yeah,
be.
no.
Like you know, there's no, you're not really invested in them. You just
No.
calling them that. That's my baby
Right.
mama and that's my baby.
Right.
And you got two more
I don't
girls
believe
down the
in
line.
that.
Like it's silly.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I would never do that. But again, it's kind of like there's no guide to this. There's no reference guide. Like you meet a baby when they're 2 and you've been in their life for 5 years. Think about it. If you're 40 and you start dating for real at 19 or 20, and every relationship is 5 years, that could be 4 different relationships.
Yeah.
So you think about that. Do you really cut off all the children if they want to continue to have a relationship with you?
I think
That'd
at
be
some
very
point you
that's-
have to realize that you
that's
can't
just the
keep
tough
starting
conversation.
relationships like that with children and keep
So
moving on if
again-
you're not ready to settle down.
Right.
Right. So it's kind of like,
Because you're not just
cut
dating the
kids
parent,
off.
you're dating those children as well. So like
Yeah.
to keep doing that, and then as a mom who has the child, like don't keep letting people come in and causing these bonds that
Exactly.
may or may not work out. Like it doesn't lie
Right.
to the child.
Right.
When I decided to be with my wife, I knew that she had 2 children. My mom actually dated after her and my father split up. And I knew that she wasn't going to just let anybody come to our house, anybody live, anybody marry her. Like, it wasn't going to be that. It was going to be very like, hey, this is my daughter. We are a package deal. And my wife her stance was very much so, we are a package deal. So I knew that if I took her, I took those children. And I wasn't going to play games with them, just like I wasn't going to play games with her. So, like, I just feel like a lot of that is just, it's just we perpetuate the cycle of just, oh, I just want to be a baby daddy. I don't want to be a fucking baby daddy. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't. I just don't. That's just that's weak, that's tired. Like, it's just that there's no real foundation to that. And like, if you want to just perpetuate the stereotypical heterosexual lifestyle of, oh, I just got baby mamas, like, then do that over there. Don't make us all look bad. Like, all of us don't want to do that.
Right.
But don't also say it's something wrong with us not dating women with children. At a certain point, you get to a point like, okay, how much of the population has children?
And then you also have to be okay that you have preferences. Like, it's okay to have a preference. If your preference is not dating women with children, you have to be okay with that. I mean, and
but you also have to be realistic. How many women are you going to meet between the ages of 35 and 50 that don't have at least one child? Even masculine of center women have children.
Okay, me and Nico, raise our hand because we are single, we are successful, we are doing well with no kids, and we are between the age range.
That are single.
But I will say that with the child, I've dated one person with a child, and I tried not to. I'm in a relationship now, but I tried not to because it was heartbreaking when they started to make the child a pawn in it, because it was about the child. So that I couldn't take it. I couldn't take someone taking their child away from me again. So even now, it's of course far and few because we are older, but that is something that I couldn't take. Someone taking someone I love, we built a relationship, and it's not fair to the child either.
Yeah.
Right. Lucy hit on something when she was talking about how you guys are, mature, of age, successful, doing your thing. Cece, when you are dating and you've already said that you're at a point in your life, you're getting ready to retire, and you've just gotten to a point in your life where a lot of these single games, these 20, 30-year-old single games, you're not willing to play. So what is dating like for you?
Definitely want someone that knows what they want out of life. Not still trying to choose their career path, trying to see where they want to be in life and all of that. I would like someone settled, ready, basically at the same level that I'm at right now. Knows what they want, knows the goals they want to knock out within the next 5-10 years. Just basically on the same page mentally.
Sounds good to me.
How's that going?
We're
going
to have a dating show for CC.
So it's going.
I think that's a great idea. Let's bring CC back and have a dating show.
We'll have a dating show.
That's what Mary asked. I know you can't, Megan, your ex out of this one, but would you guys ever do any type of like blind dating type thing?
I ain't blind dating nobody.
Not if Lucy picks them. Not if Lucy picks them.
Sounds like there's a story there.
I got your back, girl.
I got questions now.
I'm just saying, I'm a recruiter for a living. I might be able to pull something together. Get you a roster to look at.
I might be okay with my friend like you and her page, but not no dating. No.
CC will be back for a dating show. Don't worry, I got y'all. We'll go back.
CC, you have 2 HR professionals here. We will go through resumes.
We got it.
Okay.
These women ain't got no resumes.
Listen, and all of them maybe want to have baby hairs now. So we got
Don't hate on the baby hairs.
There will be no baby hairs. There will be no baby hairs.
You can't. The baby hairs is an expiration date. You can't go past like a certain age. When you have a woman like that CC looking for, you shouldn't have baby hairs. That's gonna automatically get your ex out.
And she gotta have a passport.
They must have a passport.
Gotta have a passport.
No baby hairs. Gotta have a passport, and their lashes cannot be this long. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait, because Mallory cleared it up. Love is Blind. Have y'all watched that show?
I love that show.
I love it. I get to know, you don't want to do blind dating, but the Love is Blind gives you opportunity to really dig deep deep beyond
That
the
is a
physical.
scripted show. Until I see it in real life, I do not believe anything I see.
Mm-hmm.
Can you mute her? Mute her.
Okay, look, last
None
question.
of that is real.
We got to start wrapping this up. We've been on here for an hour, y'all. Last question. I want all of you to answer at least two things. What is something that you want femmes to stop doing or stop expecting of you as a masculine center woman? One or two things from each of you.
Oh, this is
Uh-oh.
good.
Let me get close.
Let me get my pen and so I
I
can
know, I
start
need
right.
to get my ear on.
now.
I'll probably start out with taking care of you. Like you should be a whole person come into a relationship. A lot of times when they see successful masculine center women, they figure, oh, I've hit the jackpot. She gonna take care of me.
Yes.
She gonna do this. She gonna do that. I'm expecting you to pull your weight too. I want a partner,
Come on.
not a bill. Like I got enough of those.
You better preach
Um,
that.
You gotta preach. Where's the offering basket?
Sip my
Listen.
tea.
Preach
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
Shannon, what about you?
We are still women.
Mm.
So even though we may not need to be nurtured and appreciated, or our validation may not look like yours, we are still women. We still want reciprocation.
Please and thank you.
And outside of all of that, we are adults. Yes. So my second thing would be, right, the healing journey never ends, but do your work. I'm not doing all that toxic U-Haul lesbian stuff. I've never lived with any woman I've dated. I don't need to split a bill with you. I need you to come to the table happy. And if you're
Yeah.
not happy and have peace, go ahead and handle that before you step out here.
CC?
I'm definitely with the reciprocation. I agree with the both of them. I don't mind. I'll be honest. 95% of the times I am going to pick up the bill. That's just who I am. Not because
Yeah,
I'm
that's
dumb or
cool. That's
whatever.
cool.
That's
We're
just
not
who I
picking up
am.
a bill.
But you
We're talking
being
about
able
paying
to say,
mortgages.
"Hey,
Yeah,
babe, I
paying
got
your
it today."
bills.
No. I got it today. Then instead of having that expectation that, oh, she's the dom, so she's picking up the bill, whether it's that or I've been married and there wasn't an expectation that, hey, she's going to take care of everything, but I did. So if I choose to, allow me to do it, but it's not an expectation that I'm supposed to because I'm the dominant person.
Mhm.
So tell the waitresses to stop putting the bill on our side. When
Bill
we
in
Don't
front
they
of
put it on
you.
our side?
stop putting it on my
Slide it
side.
right on over there.
I
There you
actually,
go.
no, seriously, I actually take offense to that when a waitress does that. I
Yes.
was like, what makes you think that I can't pay for this?
That's what my wife said. She's like, how she know you gonna pay?
How
Because I
that
got this
part?
big daddy energy sitting right here, and she felt and she was like, let me go ahead and slide it over here because you look like you handling shit. You know,
Oh,
Right.
That's what they do.
not big daddy energy.
It's
I
very
quit
big
your
daddy
whole
energy.
entire
We can't
life.
say
right
the
here,
other
all
word on
three of
here.
us, big daddy energy.
I can definitely sense it. I can sense it through the camera.
See? Nope. Guess what? Sam, you suck. No, I'm just playing. Oh, that was a joke. That was a joke. It was a joke. I
Lucy.
love you.
Wow.
I done got up on this show and I've been acting proper for these people. Please don't make me act up. You talking about my school. It's homecoming week. I keep telling you that.
It was a
Wow.
joke. Lighten up. Y'all take FAMU way too seriously. Ugh.
You didn't go there, so you don't understand.
First of all, when you show up, they know you from FAMU. They can tell by day one. Hello?
I'm not
You
thinking
know a
about
rattler
that.
when you see one.
Y'all
Lucy, I
gonna
suggest you
y'all
just keep
gonna
it
beat
cute
up
and put
on
it
my
on mute.
sis.
Like
I
just
can't beat up on my sis now.
You see
You
how
can't
they
have
treat me?
that.
They supposed to love me. That's not
Can't
nice.
beat up on my
All
sis
right,
now.
your
Effie.
sister come with
Listen,
all this
Effie.
animosity
Ain't nobody
talking
had to
about our
love you.
beloved
Listen.
institution.
Right.
Y'all are silly. But this has been like a great conversation. I love the fact. Happy homecoming.
Hey, happy homecoming, bro.
DJ, leave me alone if I tell on you. But this has been a great conversation. I love it.
Absolutely.
As always, we want to end the show with something for you to think about. So let's give them something to think about, Kia.
So there's been a plethora of great nuggets being dropped today. Nugget number one: hydrate. You cannot be out here dating folk dry, dusty, dehydrated. It's not happening. Okay. Nugget number two: do the work. You cannot be trying to date people and you ain't healed. Don't be out here ruining people's lives because you're trying to figure life out. Figure life out first, then date. And while you figuring out life, you can hump or hunch, but don't try to commit. Because what you don't have time for is people showing up at your door ready to blow your head off, because that is the thing. That is
Mhm.
snapped is
Yeah,
real.
this advice is solid.
Right?
Questionable
show
but
up.
solid.
Snapped is real. And on a serious note, I found this quote. It is the same way with dating. The time you are most prepared for dating is when you don't need anyone to complete you, fulfill you, or instill in you a sense of worth or purpose. So, if you are looking for a sense of purpose or sense of worth, that is your first clue that it's time to do the work. And you can't be messing up other people's lives until you do the work. All right. As my bruh said and CC said, they looking for people. Well, not Megan, not my bruh Megan. Megan taken off the
Please.
Brandy. I don't want no
Please.
smoke. Listen, as the other two said, have your stuff together, be ready, because relationships are give and take. You can't take, and give nothing. And that's all
Absolutely.
I got for you today.
As Jennifer said, you need to hydrate and heal. Thanks, Jen.
Hydrate and heal. Moisturize. Get
My goodness.
Absolutely.
That's a word.
Thank you all.
That's a word.
Thank you all so much for tuning in for today's show. And I tell you, this was an enjoyable show. It's really been a joy to have you, Megan, Shannon, and Cece here today. I mean, I don't know what we would have done without the knowledge you have dropped on every perspective as a masculine-centered woman. Please follow us on all forms of social media pages and check out this clip for our next show.